All right. Well, good morning. I'm Chris Clark. I'm President CEO of the Georgia Chamber of Commerce, and thank you for joining us for what is traditionally our new member breakfast. And we normally give you a Chick-fil-A biscuit, so I hope you have a banana, bowl of cereal, or you did go to Chick-fil-A this morning and grab something. I tell you, we really love these meetings in person in our office because it gives us an opportunity to get to know you and to find out how we can serve you. But my favorite thing is that every one of these that we've ever done, afterwards or a day later, someone sends me a text or a call or an email, reaches out to the staff and says, you know what, at that meeting, at that breakfast at your office, I actually connected and created a new client or a new partner. And it breaks my heart that we're not able to do that in person with you now and to give you that opportunity. But as soon as the world gets a little bit back to normal, we'll invite you to another one of these in person in our office. But we did want to spend a few minutes with you this morning, just telling you a little bit about the Chamber, welcoming you into the Chamber family. Thank you for taking the time. I think the easiest way to do this and to kind of walk you through what we do and then really how you can engage, right? I think that's the most important thing. You're a new member of the Chamber, maybe a new member of the board, and you join for a reason. And then how do we help you? And so what I would encourage you. We've got an incredible team of men and women here that their whole purpose in life is to serve others, to be servant leaders, and to serve the business community of the state of Georgia. And so don't hesitate to call me, text me, email any of our staff 24/7. We are here for you to help you. And if you'll just let us know what's important to you, how you want to grow your business, how you want to use the Chamber's resources, we can make that work for you. Generally, what I hear from new members is that they're interested in one of these things, right? It's networking, which we'll offer you some of that this year and much more as we go into next year and the following. They want to promote their businesses, and so we're going to give you plenty of opportunities on webinars, roundtables, town halls, events to promote, sponsor your business. A lot of folks want to take advantage of our services, and we'll talk a little bit about that this morning. Some care about the politics of the state of Georgia, and while your dues revenue doesn't go to any political activities, many people do want to join our PAC and be involved that way. Many join because they care about the policy, and we'll talk more about that. And then many, quite frankly, they just want to be good corporate citizens, and they know that the Chamber's out there for 105 years fighting the good fight for business, and they want to be supportive. And so if you're fall into any of those categories, we've got something for you. And if we missed a category, let us know. We're sure that of our 50,000 members, there's someone out there that is aligned with what your needs are and how we can serve you. So I do want to walk you through a little PowerPoint this morning because I think it's probably a little easier for you to visualize who we are and what we do. So bear with me while I load this up. All right. So for those of you that are brand new to the Chamber world, we do have two offices. We are downtown Atlanta on Peachtree Street. If you've been in Atlanta a long time, it's the old Georgia Power building. And so we're here with many of our affiliates, which I'll talk to you about in a few minutes. And then our second office, which is unusual for a state chamber, I think we're probably the only one in the country, has two offices. But several years ago, we opened our office in Tifton, Georgia. It's our Center for Rural Prosperity, great meeting space down there, hot office space for you to use. But that's really the center of our work to help rural Georgia and to help our communities and our businesses around the rest of the state that, quite frankly, as we've seen over the last few years, really need the additional attention from the state and from the business community. And so we're very proud of that building and proud of the Tifton community for welcoming us in. I will tell you, we have a new executive director of that center who's got a chamber history, business support, economic development history. She'll be joining us next week. So we're excited for her to be coming on board, and we'll tell you all about her next week. So let's talk a little bit about the numbers. If you've been around the chamber world or you've heard me speak, I love numbers. I believe that's kind of how we measure everything, to know what we're doing. So little overview here. So if you take all the employees of our members throughout the state, we've got over half the workforce of the state of Georgia, over 3 million employees. We have around 50,000 members around the state. Now, some of you are joining our board of directors, and they, in normal years, meet 3 times a year. It's a great networking group. There are about 400 members of that board of directors, and you're saying that's a big board. Well, it is, but we're a big state, and we're a diverse state with a lot of different economic sectors and a lot of micro economies around Georgia. And we've learned over 105 years that the more, the better, that we can get together, we can network with each other. And it's, I will say, of all the networking opportunities we give you, being on that board of directors is probably one of the top 2 opportunities to facilitate and build relationships for your business around Georgia. One of the unique things about this chamber versus any other chamber in the country is our Governmental Affairs Council. We basically have 300 corporate and contract lobbyists for every big business and small company and community in Georgia that almost operate as a smaller chamber within a chamber. They meet every day to the General Assembly session. They meet all around the year. They are lobbying on small business, economic growth, economic mobility issues, 24/7, 365. They have their own events, their own programming. You have to be a lobbyist to be part of that. But if you are, or your company has a registered lobbyist, we'd love to get you plugged in there. It is, I'd say, of all the things that we do at the chamber, it's probably the most powerful, impactful organization that we have for outcomes. To put it in perspective for you, every General Assembly session, we'll monitor and engage on over 400 bills, everything from workforce development to tax credits. You name it, we're involved in it. And we can do that because we have this incredible committee structure that reviews every bill at the General Assembly, decides if we're going to support it, try to kill it, amend it, fix it. They control how we work with our members of the General Assembly, with our members of Congress, and because we're very active in Washington, D.C. as well. And so that's bread and butter of what we do for you every single day at the chamber, is to make sure that we've got good policy so we can continue to be the best place in the country to do business. So very unique, but love to get you plugged in if that's what you care about. We have just under 200 members of our board of governors. These tend to be our higher investors, a lot of the utilities, bigger companies you'll see on a slide in just a moment. The Board of Governors meets 3 to 5 times a year, and they really set the policy for the chamber. And so if you're really interested in that end of the world, kind of the direction of the state's going, Board of Governors is probably where you want to be plugged in. We're very proud. We have a Chamber of Commerce Federation in this state. We have 161 members of that federation, and those are all of our local chambers and our binational chambers. So we're all one big chamber family, and we really are proud of the work that they do. We're not going to duplicate. I always have this question, you know, are you doing the same thing that a local chamber does? And the answer is no. We're supporting them with incredible resources and help, those that really need it, and then we're partnering with those larger chambers in the state, but we're one family. We're also a member of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, and we have access to that network, to the AmCham network around the country, around the world. And then also, an important component, we're part of the Council of State Chambers, which are about 46 state chambers of commerce. And so if you're doing business in Florida, and there's a great example of one of our members who was expanding into Florida, wanted to figure out how to do that. We connected them with the Florida Chamber, connected them with the governor of Florida. They're up and running now and are expanding like crazy in Florida. So we have that network out there for you. All right, so I'll let you read our mission, our vision, our values, but what's important is at the end of the day, we are about free enterprise. You know, we're here to help you mitigate risk, take advantage of opportunities, and support, promote free enterprise all the way through. And that means tackling tough issues. It means working on small issues. Doesn't matter. If it's important for you and your business or your community, that's where we engage. Let me tell you about our executive committee. These are incredible men and women from all over Georgia who help guide us day to day. Our chairman this year is Peter Carter. He's the executive vice president of Delta Airlines. Of course, they've got a lot going on these days, and we're praying for them through this recovery. Teresa White will be our chairwoman starting next year. She's the president of Aflac USA. Sonny Dariso is the chairman of Atlantic Capital Bank from Albany. He was our chairman last year, and I'll mention Teresa's in Columbus. Dr. William Clark chairs our Political Affairs Committee. He's down in Waycross, Georgia. The chair of that Governmental Affairs Council that I mentioned to you is Brandon Reese. COVID's kept us from getting a headshot of Brandon, but he's with Wellstar Healthcare. Tony Hilliard is our chair of our internal operations. He's with Bank of America Merrill Lynch. Ben Tarbutton is our foundation chairman. He's down in Sandersville, Georgia, CEO of Sandersville Railroad. And then Neil Pruitt is our foundation vice chair with Pruitt, CEO of Pruitt Healthcare. So as you can see, it's a very diverse. We've got large companies, the largest in Georgia. We've got mid-cap size company, variety of industry sectors, and we really do this purposefully and intentionally to make sure that we're representing business in every corner of Georgia and in every sector. This just gives you a little snapshot of the member of our Board of Governors, some of our lead investors out there. These are companies you deal with every single day that we're proud of. I have to give a shout out to my friends at Kia Motors. They provide the official car of the state of Georgia, Kia Telluride, which we absolutely love. But these are all companies that care about Georgia, care about economic growth and prosperity. And we love to plug you in at this level or any level here at the Chamber. And I'll say this too, I think it's important. Most of the companies at our higher levels, and I know a few of you are at that level, we really customize your membership package. And so it might be that you want a certain number of members on the Board of Governors, you want to be on certain committees, or you want a different sponsorship package. Our incredible team here can customize any investment that you have, whether it's to our foundation, to our PAC, or to your general membership. And so just know that we're willing and able to work with you in a variety of ways. So you join this organization, what do we do? Here's the high level, right? So we fiercely advocate for job creation. We are at the Capitol, as I told you before, that Governmental Affairs Council. We are in DC. We are wherever we need to be to work with government, sometimes fight government, whatever it takes. Make no mistake that we are out there and we are advocates at our core of what we do. We're a 501c6 amongst other IRS codes, but that C6 means that we can lobby and we can advocate and we can fight the good fight. We do promote free enterprise and corporate citizenship. Listen, at the end of the day, businesses need to give back and free enterprise matters. Free enterprise makes a difference. It's key to democracy, and we defend free enterprise. We defend and promote and encourage, really encourage you to give back to your communities. I'll talk about one of our affiliates in a moment that specializes in that. You know, we are leaders and conveners, and we provide stewardship for the dollars you entrust to us. But, you know, that chamber leadership means that this is one of the unique organizations, right? We're the biggest business organization in the state of Georgia. Top 5 chambers of commerce around the country, the only chamber of commerce ever to win Chamber of the Year twice on an international level. But what that means is we can convene people, we bring people together. You know, one of the bills we worked on during the June session at the General Assembly was a hate crimes bill, a bill that we had been supporting for the last couple of years. But we were actually able to build an incredible coalition through our Diversity and Inclusion Committee, then reached out and worked with the NAACP and other partners, Republicans and Democrats alike, to pass a great bill that hopefully moves us forward. But that's where we use that chamber leadership to make a difference. We support economic growth and mobility. As you know, we're part of the Georgia Allies. We are in the mix on running programs for economic development, as well as helping people move from poverty to prosperity, make sure they've got the right skill sets. We're going to give you opportunities to network with meaningful business development. We're going to give you services, I'll talk about those in a moment, and give you opportunities to engage. And this is very important, right? You're joining our organization. We are here to help you. If you don't let us know how to help you, or if you don't engage, you don't show up, or you don't have somebody from your company do so, then there's little that we can do to help you maximize and get your return on investment. I also want to encourage you that as a member, it's your company that's the member of the Georgia Chamber. And so anyone within your company can engage with us, can come to events, can be on committees. So think about it more broadly than just you. realize it's the company, how do I get my company involved? And then lastly, we spend a lot of time. We have an incredible Georgia Chamber Foundation with 2 full-time staffers there that all they do is to look at business intelligence policy solutions that help your business. And I'll talk about some of those in just a moment. But when you try to figure out what we do, this is the 6 simple buckets that we wake up every day and someone on our team is working in, or one of our affiliates are working in one of these areas. Now, one of the key things people ask us about are how you promote your business and how you network, right? It's kind of the top of the list when you think about chambers of commerce. We have, in a normal year, we'll have over 60 events around the state. I'll give you just a few here on this slide. Our Eggs and Issues Breakfast is the largest event. It kicks off the General Assembly session in January. We normally have 2,500 people there. Don't know what January will look like, but we'll be in touch. But it's a huge event. We hear from the governor, the speaker, the lieutenant governor, and a U.S. senator generally, other members of the General Assembly that will talk about what this upcoming session, and it's where we debut our program of work for the following that year and our legislative agenda. We just recently had our congressional luncheon, which is where we really focus on the federal side of the house. That's in Macon every year in August. We just held it. We had Senator David Perdue, we had Congressman Sanford Bishop, Drew Ferguson, we had a tribute to John Lewis, and we had U.S. Senator Tim Scott from South Carolina. Unfortunately, that is normally 1,500 people, but it was virtual this year. But that virtual event had almost 2,000 attendees and was really an incredible event. And so we hope to return in person next year. Now, coming up, you're in luck because you get to participate in a few big events that are still to come this year. One is our DC fly-in. Most years, we take the largest group of any state to DC to meet not just with our delegation, but with leaders. We've met with the Speaker, Mitch McConnell, and we usually have folks from the White House come over. This year, that's going to be the 3rd week of September. It will be virtual. It will be over 4 days for 2 hours a day for 4 days. We'll have conversations about the impact of China, about recovery and resiliency. We'll hear from our delegation as well as others. And so I hope that you'll join us. The great thing about doing it over 4 days is you don't have to travel, and you can decide, I don't care about this topic, I'll wait till tomorrow and join in, but you can register for that today. And then following that, the first week of October, every year we hold a Rural Prosperity Summit. Again, we hold this in Tifton, and we take this very seriously about how we help grow rural Georgia. Those of you like me that are from that part of the state, you care about the future, and we have to engage. And so for the last several years, we've had over 500 people convene in Tifton over 2 to 3 days and really talk about solutions, share best practices. This year, that's going to be a hybrid event. And so we'll see how that goes. It'll be held at our office for a limited number of attendees, and we'll have speakers from all over the country. We've already lined up 2 award-winning authors that are going to be with us. And we'll, again, over 2 days, focus on a variety of issues that help rural Georgia recover and become more resilient. So I hope you'll sign up and join us for that. And then we still have a few golf carts left. We do 3, next year we'll do 4, but this year we're doing 3 golf tournaments. We had one in June. We have one on Monday, and I think we have room for about 6 golfers left. That's going to be at TPC at Sugarloaf. And then we follow that up in October with our big golf tournament. And again, we do these socially distanced. You're in a golf cart by yourself. So if you're worried about that, we've figured out how to do it well. And then in normal years, we do a statewide series where we're out around the state, and it's a good opportunity for those of you that want to maybe brand yourself or promote yourself in Savannah or Macon or Columbus or Warner Robins. We can help you do that. This year, we're having to do a lot of that work virtually. It's understandable, but we hope to be back on the road next year with you. I will tell you that we are continuing, though, to have roundtables and town halls. I actually have a roundtable this morning at 10 that you can call into with the cybersecurity group. Last week we had 4 athletic directors from our colleges. We have town hall meetings, including a monthly equality town hall meeting. And then, which reminds me of the last event I want to mention to you, which is not on here, but it is growing in popularity and importance. And in November, we will hold a hybrid, in-person and virtual, diversity and inclusion summit. Last year we had over, 400 people attend that. This year, I think, with everything that's happening in the world, it's even more meaningful, but we're going to have conversations about how to engage how businesses engage, how you can be more diverse, more inclusive, how you make a difference in this space. And so hopefully you'll register and be with us at that event as well. Let me tell you quickly a few of the initiatives that we have underway. Currently, our strategic plan is called the New Georgia Economy. We have a very new Georgia economy now, post-COVID-19, as we move through this recession. We've had to continue that program this year, but adjust and focus more on resiliency and recovery, what you see in the bottom of your screen there. But as we go into 2021, you'll see those efforts kind of merged into one, and we'll focus on what that reimagined Georgia economy is going to look like in 2040, so we can lay the foundation and you can know what's happening as we move forward. We have a group called the Smart Decisions Coalition that's focused on how we help college students be more successful so that we can graduate more students in Georgia with better skill sets. We also have a global talent initiative that our foundation is running right now about how do we reform immigration laws so we get HB2 and HB1 and we deal with the DACA students that are in Georgia. If you care about workforce development, if you care about leadership, then you really ought to be part of our Talent and Leadership Committee. Georgia 2030 has been our platform for the last several years about providing data and information for you about what Georgia is going to look like and what the economy looks like in 2030. You'll see that updated next year. Our Center for Rural Prosperity, we've talked about the great work that they do. Matt Reed in Albany is the chair of that committee. They meet around the state normal years, this year virtually 4 times a year. It's a great committee, and I encourage you to engage there. Our Diversity and Inclusion, our Quality and Inclusion Committee is incredible, led by Theron Johnson and Jan Moore. I encourage you to get engaged there or get your D&I professional, your HR person engaged. And then obviously we have spent an inordinate amount of time over the last 6 months building a resiliency and recovery strategy for Georgia, right? We were able to go in June with the General Assembly, pass a couple of bills that include some tax relief as well as protections from COVID lawsuits. We hope to provide our plan is to provide the General Assembly with and Congress with another list of recommendations in October and November of this year. And what I'd encourage you is if you've got issues you see in your community or in your business that federal action's needed on, or state action or local action, share that with us. If you've done things that are unique in your community that we could share with other communities, share that with us. We want to be able to have something robust to kickstart this economy and really help particularly those folks in rural Georgia that will continue to struggle as we move out of the recession over the long term. So this is some of the work of our foundation. Here are quickly some of our benefits. Some of you joined for some of the benefits out here. I want to bring your attention to 2 of them. One is Unified Standards. This is an online video training on COVID. So in our research, what we saw clearly was that businesses that have sanitizer out, that require masks, and that illustrate to their customers that their employees have been trained in whatever the CDC or Governor Kemp has outlined as best safety protocols, that there is a higher level of consumer confidence. And so we partner with Unified Standards, a variety of industry sectors out there. Your employees, you actually get a discount if you're a chamber member, but your employees can watch this online video. They get to download a certificate. You get to download a sticker to put on your window. Your employees can take that to if they're gig workers, they can take that around, but you can let people know we've been trained. And then if the governor or CDC says, here's something new, literally overnight, those videos are changed, you get a notice, and your employees are updated that same day. So I'd encourage you to go to the website, check out Unified Standards. And then the other real driver right now is our Smart Insurance Plan. We started this over 1.5 years, and today we insure over 42,000 Georgia lives. I tell you how successful this program's been is that during June and July, we were actually able to provide a rebate to our members who use the Smart Plan. Now, to get this, you need to have between 2 and 50 employees, and you go to your local insurance broker and you tell them, I want a quote or a bid for the chamber plan. And I'll tell you, you don't have to do this just during open enrollment. You can get access to this plan year-round. Anthem is an incredible partner. We love them. They're providing great resources in every community in the state of Georgia right now. but we have so many members that are using this smart plan. We're able to do what the big companies do for small businesses, which is pool your resources. So check out these and our other services on our website. I want to mention to you our affiliates. We have an incredible group of partners that are some housed here with us in our office, some at different locations. But you know, the Drug and Alcohol Council, you can, if you're members of that group, you actually get a discount on your workers' comp insurance. If you're involved in international trade, Julie and the Foreign Trade Zone, we started them in the 1970s, and they're here with us. In the 1990s, we started the Georgia Partnership for Excellence in Education, which is a think tank for K through 12 workforce development issues. So it's the only place in Georgia where the education community and the business community actually come together and are on the same page. The movie industry is well represented through our Screen Entertainment Coalition. So if you're in that sector, let us know. We've got the 4 big studios there, as well as several dozen other companies that are involved in productions in Georgia. And yes, thank you, Tyler Perry. We are producing in Georgia again. More and more of that's coming online. Seth and the Transportation Alliance have been leading transportation bills, local T-SPLOST, policy changes for railroads, ports, airports, roads and bridges for the last decade. And if you're in any of that vertical infrastructure from Uber to road builders, let us know. We'd love to plug you in. We also have Georgians for Lawsuit Reform that are fighting every day to make sure that we battle back against frivolous lawsuits. We are so proud that the Georgia Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, almost 35-year-old organization, is right down the hall from me. They represent over 1,400 companies. They're our connection back to the Latino community in Georgia. They are an incredible resource with their programming, and I'd encourage you to let us know how we can connect you there. Go Beyond Profit is a platform that promotes and tells the stories of the good corporate citizenship that you do. You know, you don't want to toot your own horn. Let us do that through Go Beyond Profit. Leadership Georgia, we started in 1972 and it continues to be the premier leadership program in the country. And then Next Generation Manufacturing, we are so proud to be partnered with them. This is a new partnership. So the manufacturing sector is on the cutting edge of where Georgia's going. It was great. I heard just yesterday that Georgia's added more new manufacturing jobs in the last 2 years than any other state in the country. And we're proud of this partnership. So those are some areas that you can have access to now. We're happy to plug you in. You know, how do you stay updated? There's so much going on at the Chamber. There's so many different components out there. You can follow us on all of these different social media. I will brag a little bit. We haven't added this yet, but we will soon. You can now go to Spotify or Apple and get our podcast, which are replays of the town halls and the roundtables and interviews that we do throughout the year. So that you can listen to us on the radio, you can watch us on our YouTube channel, but I encourage you to follow us because things happen so fast, we're so engaged. That's the best way to keep up with us. So I went over a lot of stuff this morning. I'm going to get out of share screen here, see if anybody, if you can, I'm happy if any of you want to post a question in the chat if you can. If not, I'll just encourage you. Don't wait to call on us. I remember my first year, the day after the legislative session, had a call from a member that said, I have to come see you right now. And he drove over and we sat down and said, what's wrong? He said, Chris, I had a bill at the General Assembly that didn't pass last night, and my company's out $13 million. I said, well, why did you wait and tell me now? He goes, well, I didn't want to bother you. You were busy. It's like $13 million, I can stop. So we have to know what's going on. You know, I had another example of a company that called that said, we have an issue with the State Department of Revenue. We have $4 million that we disagree on our taxation. And literally within 48 hours, we had the DOR commissioner sitting in the office to hammer out a plan for that company. So if we know there's an issue, we can help you. Likewise, every day someone emails or calls and says, hey, I hate to bother you or a member of our team, but can you connect me with this business? Or I want to move into this community and open an office there. Can you help me figure it out? Guys, that's what we do, right? We're connectors. We're conveners. We're facilitators. you let us know. We're going to be there to help you. I promise you, your success is our success. So I know we went over a lot, and I probably just barely grazed the surface of all the great things that we do at the Chamber, but we are servant leaders at heart, and we're here to help Georgia grow and help your business grow and help people grow. There's a lot of risk out there right now. We are in a recession. It's going to be difficult for some of our sectors to recover long term from this, but we're committed to do that. Our Resiliency and Recovery Task Force has been meeting now since April, building out this agenda, hosting these different online events, and helping us guide and give best practices to business. So take advantage of our roundtables, our town halls, our webinars. Don't be bashful about saying, hey, can my company sponsor this event or that event? Or, hey, think we've got a thought leader within our company that really is great on this issue. If you need her in the future, let us know so you can spotlight her. Just let us know how we can support you and how we can help you. But again, thank you for your investment in the state of Georgia. Thank you for your investment in the Georgia Chamber. Our team is telling me that we can't open it up for questions, so I apologize, but hopefully you've got Mary Claire's email. Mine is pretty simple. It's cclark@gachamber.com. Email me anytime that you want. Email Mary Claire, anybody on our team, text us, call us. We're here for you. So go get that Chick-fil-A biscuit if you haven't had it yet. But if you need anything from us, don't hesitate to call. And we'll be hopefully have you in office for the next event. But remember those big events that are coming up. If you want to play golf, reach out, let us know, see if we can get you on one of our spots on Monday. So thank you for what you do, and may God continue to bless our great state of Georgia.